Problem is that now Saudi Arabia, one of the biggest producers of oil, have officially announced that they are renouncing the US dollar.
They're going to use yuan, yeah.
Just like most countries. Yeah! We're back, dick fucks. How the fuck are we? Welcome back to FireCast, episode 61 with my boy Joey K, DZ. Boys, how the fuck are we? Let's go around the table. Joey, how's been work? What have you been doing? We've had a week off, so what's happened, bro?
Nothing much, bro. Easter long weekend was last weekend, hence why we didn't get down and record.
Yes.
But
I gave my boys a break. I gave them a time off.
But yeah, no, it was good, man. Like, Easter chocolates, they hit different. Like chocolates hit different around Easter time, eh? Like, you know,
they taste better for some reason.
Yeah, I just didn't control myself. I was just like, fuck this, I'm going in. And it's good to just fucking get around family and stuff and just chill, man. That's the biggest long weekend of the year, I think.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Yeah.
When I was younger, man, we used to go hard on Easter, bro. We'd be awake for 3 days straight, bro. Just fucking. How was your fucking time off, mate?
It's good, man. Very relaxing. It's my first long weekend ever.
Yeah, because you've always worked at like fucking Woolies and shit.
I used to work at Coles, which is weekend work, and then when I was here, I was doing weekend work too. But now, just before the Easter long weekend, they gave me Monday to Friday. Long weekends. So it was my first long weekend ever, and I loved it. Did nothing, stayed at home, chilled, relaxed, what I needed. Yep. Usually on Easter, you know, I go hard on the chocolate, usually. But this year I didn't, and we got too much. There's way too much at home. And
do you still have like stacks of it?
Yeah.
Yes. Like chocolate for me, man, I have to be in a mood for it. Like I can get in a mood and I'll smash it. But then like, I don't know, man. Just haven't felt like it.
You wouldn't say you have a sweet tooth then or anything like that. See, I'm the same, but when it's in front of me, different story. Like, but I rarely ever think to myself, I'm just going to go out and get some chocolate. But if it's there,
sometimes, especially Kinder, man. Sometimes, but anyway, we got
Kinder's the best, man.
Kinder is the best. We got coffee, water, and a Pilsner beer.
Yeah, we're in the mornings this time. I'm
feeling good.
Apologies, everyone. Content will be again slow for me. I've just been informed I'm away for work for a fucking month.
Won't be slow for me though.
So DZ will still we'll still release the podcast and that. It just means I've got basically 1 day to like hang out with, you know, my family, my girlfriend. But we'll either do Fridays or Saturdays pod whenever I get home, and then I've got to fucking pump it out, edit it and all that shit. So so if you want to keep up with exactly what we're doing, Discord's the best fucking way. Instagram of course as well. Man, just quickly, I had my scariest trading night ever last night. Have you seen my story?
No.
I had my biggest night last night. $780. Right?
Almost $1,000, man.
Almost $1,000. But in the frost, man, New York session is a fucking jungle, bro. That is the wild saloon of fucking trading, bro. That shit, man. So I was doing supply and demand trading, right? Where you just wait for price to go back to a demand or your supply zone and then you just jump in aggressive as. So I was trying that. I took like fucking, other than my $700 trade that I got, I took like 4 trades. I won all of them, right? But the $700 one was the last one. So I won like 100, 700. So I was a bee's dick off $1,000, right? And bro, fuck, I had a scary fucking encounter, bro. So I was waiting for my price to go back to its demand zone, which is a key area, right? And the way I execute the trade, and you know the buttons in the top left, you can just buy or sell, and you can type your lot number there. I just do that and then quickly set a stop loss first, and then I let the TP ride a little bit. So I was like, yeah, cool, no worries. Waiting. Candle goes to my demand zone, right? So I'm going to short it. Goes to my demand zone. I'm like, yeah, mad. Goes there, I hit sell, right? And I promise you, bro, I hit sell. And then the second after I hit sell, this ginormous green fucking candle just went.
So you sold at the wrong time.
Yeah. No, but listen, right? I was like, as soon as I did that, the candle went up and I was instantly like minus $500. I was like, my mouth literally dropped up because I didn't have a stop loss yet. So this has all happened in like less than 3 seconds, mind you, right? So I'm like trying to think, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this going to just shoot up and put me out like a couple grand? I'm like, no way. I'm instantly minus $500.
Wait, why would you be minus if it went up? Isn't that because
I'm trying to go down.
He's betting that it's going to go down.
I'm betting it's going down. So
Wait, can you bet whether it's going to go up or down?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's why it's so fun.
But you forgot to do the stop loss at the start?
No. I didn't forget. It's just that it happened that quick. So I always hit sell or buy, stop loss straight away.
So as soon as you went sell...
I went sell. As I've moved my mouse to put the stop loss, the candle's gone bang. And I can show you the candle after. It was a fat-ass bank candle. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, fuck. And then it went up, but you know what it did? It made a body. The body then instantly retracted, left a ginormous wick. So I've gone minus 500, back down to minus 170. So I'm like, okay, so I exited the trade straight away manually, just in case. I was like, all right, yeah, done. So I lost 170 bucks. And I'm looking, I'm like, is this going to now just keep going? I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's never happened to me before. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So, but I didn't panic. I kept watching it. I watched it, and it left a long wick. And I was like, long wick's pretty nice. So I was like, fuck it. Re-entered. Stop loss on top of the wick. And then the prices went bang, red candles all the way down. Instantly profit like 500, 600 bucks. And I was like, yeah. And I just let it ride to like 780. But seeing that with my own eyes, like, you know, on YouTube when you got traders who like lose 10 grand and like they're fucking stressing out, it's because of shit like that.
How long did you have to wait from the moment it spiked and then dropped right, and then you remember how you re-entered after?
Yeah.
How long did you have to wait? Were you at the computer for ages, just like, I can't leave?
No, well, I originally didn't want to get off the computer until I closed the trade because of what I just witnessed. Because this is 12:30, so New York's like just opened. Like, oh no, sorry. That's lied. New York now opens at 10 p.m. So this is 2 hours into New York. So now New York is like pumping. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay up.
Phone's ringing. What the fuck?
Oh, I thought I was on the Bluetooth for a second.
Wella's calling me.
Oh. Are you going to answer?
Oh, I'll talk to her later.
No.
Who?
Our Nan.
Oh, okay.
She could be like dying. She's like probably falling down the stairs.
Yeah, but it's FireCast. She can...
You can wait, Grandma.
It's Saturday. They should be home.
And then... Yeah, so then I was like, no, I don't want to go to bed yet, just in case some weird shit happens again or reverses on me or whatever. Like, I don't want to turn a winner into a loser. Like, so even if I just pocket 400, 500, so minus my 170, I'm still up 300 bucks, right? Happy days. But then I got to the point where it was hovering around profit plus $500 for like maybe 20 minutes. And I was starting to get tired. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. Set an alert. I was like, if I go back into like, so I'm plus 500. If I go less than that, so say like plus 450, plus whatever, I set an alert. I'm going to exit the trade in bed. I'm just too tired for this shit right now. So I had my take profit at 780 and my alert for profit 450. So either way, I was winning money. So I went to bed happy as, smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, mad. And I'm on my phone and I'm getting drowsy waiting for something to happen. And my alert hasn't gone off yet. So I'm like, so surely this has gone closer to my 780. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then as I'm on my phone, I'm like getting sleepy as, and I just get the notification, ding, take profit hit plus 780. And I was like, oh, rolled over straight to bed.
Wow.
Easy night work, boys. I was like, fucking oath.
I keep forgetting to bring my laptop, man. You're getting
An
too
idiot,
good.
man.
I'm falling behind bad, bro.
Bro.
We had a question, actually, M16 in Discord while we're on the topic. I saw that he asked how my trading was going because we're both doing it and he knows. So we started the journey kind of at the same
Together,
time.
yeah.
But the thing is, when I started my new job, I fell off hard. I was saving money. The only reason I got a job was to save enough capital to trade. That's literally why I got a job.
Yeah.
And then just bills and shipment, I just lost track of that, and I've just, been working. So now he kept going, and now he's way better than I am, and I have a lot to learn from him. But I'm getting good. He's been teaching me his strategy, and it fucking works, man. It fucking works. Yeah. But it's just I got to get a bit better at marking my charts and shit. But yeah, M16 goes good, man. If you're interested in it, just keep following, man. Just stay on board.
You know who else is fucking doing good, bro? Shout out Odyssey, man. I know you haven't been fucking around in the Discord and that because you got a job. So Odyssey, for those of you who don't know, was my very first mod in the community. So when I was streaming every day, when I was on night shift, he was the guy who was kind of like upholding the law. He was a fucking great guy. He's very similar to us. He loves gambling, loves pokies, loves going to the pub. And me and him, shout out you, bro. Me and him were fucking messaging the other day. And he was showing me screenshots of his fucking bank account, and he's doing pretty good too, bro. Like, so he's been like trading cryptos, like he stayed trading cryptos and that. So he's trading cryptos, and he's got like investments and that with like one of his best mates, dad's companies and that, and he's been sending me screenshots, and he's like, hey man, like I've been hearing you doing trading. He's like, look at this, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, good on you, man. So I always knew you had a bit of fucking smarts on you, man. So it's good to see you doing well, bro. But yeah, bro. So do you have any points? I've got a couple. I've got a fumble through. We've also got a few speak pipes, boys. So
yeah, nice.
I didn't put Instagram polls or nothing because after the special, it's good to come back. We toned it down a little bit, and we just got topics, right? We can just go back old school. We didn't really do too many topics because we were talking about advice and shit. But yeah, I got a few topics I've had for a while. You got anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, random as topic.
Joey's
right?
got a big
they're
one.
always random.
We're talking about me and Tori were like, it's a major thing not major thing to talk about, but one of our favorite things to talk about. But like we're discussing like whether or not you're for or against the death penalty, right? And how like it's weird how different people that commit different crimes, whether if it's a pedophile, right, or someone that kills a police officer or a paramedic, it's more frowned upon than someone that kills just another man or whatever. And it's like, more taboo if you kill a woman if you're a man, but it's like the same in the law. In the law's eyes, it should be all the same, but it's weird how depending on what your work is, if you're like a law enforcer, like a cop or a firefighter or a paramedic, someone kills them, they're like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Or a kid because they're innocent. You know what I mean? That's fucking pedophile, or you kill a kid or a woman. It's like, what the fuck? But it's just like death penalty. It's weird, right? Because, they're on death row for their whole life. Not whole lives, but they can be on death row they're almost their whole life. Yeah. But then what if you're wrongfully convicted and that guy gets killed? That's the only way it's dicey for me, that death penalty is like a thing. You know what I mean? Like in the US or whatever. But like my stance on it, for or against, is against, just because I reckon it's worse for them to rot in a jail cell rather than just ending it, because some people aren't scared of death, especially if you're off your nut a bit. You just kill me, I don't care. But if you let them think about their decisions, even if they're not remorseful, they're still spending their life in a fucking jail cell. But do we have enough jails to is it just easier to just go, take them out the back, fucking, you know what I mean? If you're American, like their death penalties in certain states. But it's just dicey, bro. And
I agree with you on that.
And the New South Wales justice system, bro. In New South Wales, we're the only state in Australia that has the mandatory life sentence. So in other words, you can't get life anywhere else but New South Wales. And even in New South Wales, it's not a sure thing. You can what I mean? I knew a guy, no names obviously, but at a house party in St. Clair, seen his ex with her new partner. They got into an altercation. The new partner of his ex pumped him, just bashed him at a party, embarrassed him in front of everyone. He left the house, grabbed a knife from his, drove back, stabbed him 20 times, killed him. He only got 5 years because he pled temporary insanity, right?
What?
Yeah. So, and the thing is, what's weird about that, shouldn't you only get temporary insanity if you were at a party and we started punching on and I decked you, right, and you had a seizure and died? I could say that's temporary insanity because I was just in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
He's left. It's kind of like premeditated because he's left, drove to his house. Do you know how angry you got to be to leave the scene and go,
And to come back.
I'm going to come back and go, you motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Mate, snort a massive line of coke.
Yeah, and you're flying off your head.
So, and then he pled temporary insanity and then boom, out in 5 years. Imagine if you're that kid's parents, that guy's parents.
Yeah.
And you see this cunt just out on the street. You know what I mean? So in terms of death penalty and that, we have it easy, right? But if you're in America, death penalty is fucking very, very common. So what's your stance on it?
But the thing with the death penalty in America is too, it's worse for society to not kill them because they sit in death row for years and years and years and years in taxes, paying for it. The jail cells are getting clogged up. The space is filling up. It's weird how they put them on death penalty and they don't just kill them.
Yeah.
But the only thing for me as well why I'm against it would be, what if you're innocent, man, and it happens? But that's why I think the death penalty should be for people who are guaranteed guilty. They've either confessed or they're a fucking serial killer or some. Caught. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt they've done it. Kill them. Kill them, get rid of them, that's it, done. Even though it might be better for them and they get less of a punishment, I feel like it's better to just rid the world of that energy.
Yeah.
Fuck it, clean your hands, who cares, they're gone, done. You know what I mean? But
then isn't it like you're just as bad as them, but you're doing it within the confines of the law?
That's the thing.
Like this guy kills someone and you're like, yeah, you did. But the only way that makes you the right person is because you're doing it through the law and you're killing that guy.
That's the thing. That's like that J. Cole song I was talking about before, how when they killed Bin Laden and then he saw everybody cheering and clapping when they killed Bin Laden and he was thinking like, fuck, I thought it was thou shalt not kill. And, it's all right to kill certain people.
In that,
high for hours. But it's just, I don't know, man. What do you think?
I mean, like, I think if if you're definitely guilty, child molesters, murderers, serial killers, fucking like sexual predators, you're a rapist. I reckon no trial, no holding them for you hold them for a couple days, you gather the evidence, and then you take them in the backyard and you shoot them like a dog. That's it.
So does that go for murderers in general?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like anything, right?
Yep.
If you take a life,
fuck them off. Yeah, fuck them off. Because again, you're wasting. I mean, Australia's different. If I was American, I'm sure I'd be a bit more proud about it. Like, get my gun, I'll get it. Like, you know what I mean? But like you said,
it's in the fifth. It was my fifth amendment.
Like here, it's different. But I'm sure over there, like you just said, it'd be crowded jails. Fucking. The people on death row just holding them there fart assing around is taking up space. And like you said, over there, they care more about the fucking local weed dealer and trying to arrest him for 20 years. And they'll have a fucking child rapist sit on death row for fucking 40 years and they fuck around with the case, but they'll chuck a weed dealer in straight away. No questions asked. You know what I mean? It's just a bit backwards for me. So it's like, fuck, kill that cunt, give the weed dealer the warning and the slap on the wrist, and then move on with life. But they're so backwards, those little cunts.
Do you know,
like,
there's cunts in death row? There's cunts in death row that are in jail on death row for weed crimes. Meanwhile, in certain states in America, it's legal.
Yeah.
So don't you just get that guy out of death row and be like, hey man,
move
listen,
him to here, yeah.
just like let him like exonerate him from that crime. You know what I mean? Like lift those charges.
That's
because
they're so backwards, bro.
Imagine he gets out. No, say if he does get out. Say if he does get exonerated, this guy that sells weed and he's on death row. He walks past the dispensary and he's like, that's cooked. When I got in here 15 years ago in death row, that shit was illegal.
Yeah.
So you can't really how can someone that sells weed be in there for someone who's like a serial killer? It's so strange.
And that's another thing Trump did that was pretty good was he was letting a lot of people for weed crimes and shit out.
Yeah.
Minor drug crimes, which a lot of people, they should make a conscious effort. Why? It makes literally no sense why someone is sitting in a jail for fucking 20 years for selling a gram of weed. You know, it is fucked up, man. And imagine it's easy for us to talk about it and whatever because we're not them. But imagine being that guy,
you'd be
man.
spewing.
He's sitting right now in prison for fucking weed. And it's legal. They're smoking up in Las Vegas, California. They're fucking...
he's probably never had a customer that's killed. Meanwhile, a guy that's in there selling meth, fair enough, that he might have killed a few customers.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know, legit, like secondhand, maybe not immediately, but you sold something to like some crack addict and they've died, like OD'd. No one's ODing from weed, bro.
No one.
You hungry, happy, sleepy.
Yeah, that's it, man.
You'll smoke, and you wake up like later. You're hungry. You wake up later and you're hungry as fuck. You're more gentle, bro. Violent crimes would go down if weed was legal. Like obviously, there's more to it. You got to tax it, this and that.
Yeah,
I don't know
of course,
I don't know the extremes of that, like the fucking law part. But I'm just saying. You are not committing crimes when you're stoned, bro.
You can't be bothered.
Hey, can I tell you this thing, right, real quick? I was watching Prison Break. I was rewatching it, right? Ooh. Prison Break was amazing. When I was younger, that was my
season. Ooh.
Yeah, I loved it, bro. Yeah. And Teabag, remember Teabag? That criminal looked like a full fucking rapist. Anyway, but there was a scene in that, right? So obviously the premise of it. Do you know the premise?
Of course.
Yeah. So do you know how at the start? His brother Lincoln gets fucking
Chloe Marie Bareface.
Oh, fuck.
Black heart. Purple heart.
Sorry, keep going.
That's all good. Yeah, Dominic, is it Michael his name is? Yeah, Michael's brother. He tries to he gets framed for like a murder he didn't even commit. And then obviously Michael breaks in. The whole thing is him breaking in the prison to break him out because he's real smart. Yeah, right. Because he knows he's wrongfully convicted. The government set him up, whatever. But when he's in an underground car park, and he's just like, they got him smoking a joint, and he's like, because he's about to kill this guy. He's literally was going to kill this guy, right? But he walks up to the car. He's like, he's about to take a hit. And he's like, the screen starts to do this, like, you know what I mean? It's like from his eyes. And then he walks up, but someone's already killed him. Next minute, sirens, he gets busted. So someone framed him. Oh. But I rewound, because I rewatched it recently, to that point where he was having a joint. And I was like, motherfucker, you ain't going to kill no one. I'll tell you what happened. Let me reenact this scene. Ready? He's like, he's got the gun. He's like, he's all jacked up. He's like, and he's like, he walks on and goes, hey, man, how you doing, brother? Do you want to go watch a movie, get some Doritos or something?
I'll do this later, man.
I don't know.
Did you...
I'll do it later.
I'll do it later.
100%, bro.
But so basically, fucking rounding it up to like people in weed crime. It is ridiculous for selling weed. You never killed anyone. You fucking whatever. But it is, and you know Kim Kardashian. She's actually, or she was. I don't know if she's still doing it, but she was exonerating people that were wrongfully
I heard
convicted.
that, yeah.
Because her dad,
Was she?
her dad was O.J. Simpson's.
the big lawyer.
She
Lawyer.
went through law school. She's doing the whole thing.
Yeah,
She's going to be like...
and the reason why you said, you know, you're like, you don't know why they're in death row for so long. I think it's because, like, it gives them time for them to be found wrongfully convicted. I think I have a feeling, and then but then one time Kim K was trying to get onto someone that was like, oh, we nearly get this guy exonerated ASAP, blah blah blah. But then they not sped it up, but it just so happened that before they could work out, you know, come up with a good trial
They
for
killed
him,
him,
they killed him. They saw death row. Yeah, so like shit like that. What if he was innocent? And then he's like, yeah, mad,
late.
Kim K's on my case. Like, and then next minute they're like, hey mate, here's the chair, and you're like, no, but
You're like, wait,
give me 3 more
give
weeks.
me 1 more week, yeah.
That is...
I don't know, man. It's just
It is heavy. It's a heavy topic, but it's
weird.
interesting, right? Like what
Definitely.
we consider.
there's
It's
something
a very grey area, man.
fishy
Yeah.
happening over there, I reckon, in America, especially with that kind of shit. Rich politicians getting involved, paying this guy to shut up, paying this guy to speed up that trial. This, you know what I mean? It's just you don't.
There would be cases of that. Maybe
100%, bro.
You know what I mean? Like if someone
100%.
was like, say, some guy was forced by some upper person to put a hit on someone, got done,
Right.
and then he finds he's gonna rat or something.
100%, because what this is like kind of off topic, but same with the like fucking like politicians and that. Because I was watching while I was away, I watched Star Wars Andor, right?
Oh,
and for
good.
those who've
So
seen
good,
that,
so good.
that was so political for Star Wars. But and I loved it because it was like the books, right? I've literally read like over 20 Star Wars novels, right? And 10 of those novels I read were just only political. Hardly any fighting, but it was just what was going on behind the scenes with the Senate, the government. And in Andor, it's just espionage. It's just this guy is working for them, but's pretending to work for them. He's working really for them, but he's pretending to be working for them. And it's just back and forth. So it just makes you think, imagine even back in like World War II and that, World War I, how much political bullshit was going on behind the scenes. It'd be now, imagine even now in the American government, right? Same, have you seen Night Agent on Netflix?
No.
Have you started that?
No.
Same thing. In the White House. But really, I'm a fucking criminal pretending to be a politician in the White House, and I'm just giving information to criminals. That shit would be fucking full
Definitely.
full of rats. Can you imagine all the shit that goes on in the White House, bro, today? It'd be
Yeah.
a fucking nut house. in
Especially
there.
now that Biden's
With
running
Sleepy Joe in there.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe, and like, because who's really running the country? It's not Biden.
No way.
So who's really pulling the strings? Just
Exactly
the puppeteer.
right.
You got his limp fucking body, like, I'm not
Bro,
making any.
If I was working in the White House, I'd be fucking stealing that much money from the Treasury, bro. I'd be
Biden's
I'd
like, since when did we only have 15 cents?
Americans.
I don't know, Joe. It was just full one day and then now it's gone. But my back fucking pockets are full as. I'd be fucking robbing those cunts blind, bro. Fucking oath, bro. As soon as fucking Sleepy Joe starts dozing off me, I'd be like grabbing all the coins, putting them in my pocket and shit. Like fuck.
All the coins, like it's a fucking literal pot of gold.
I wonder how much drugs they have Biden on currently, like just to keep him somewhat
Docile.
Like, yeah,
awake, you mean? Like,
well, awake or docile or whatever they need to combat him speaking more shit. But you got to think, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
surely, like, because Trump would have been on fucking. I think most presidents would be on shit, right? Surely, if your job's the president,
none.
or maybe not.
Did you see
Because
the video?
if anything
of-
leaks, big no.
Not on, but Adderall or like I'm not talking like coke.
illegal,
I'm
but
saying
like-
like, but even
yeah.
pharmaceuticals
Oh,
just
yeah,
to be
probably.
like keep sharp and whatever.
Yeah,
but,
probably heaps of
But
Adderall and
Biden's probably got all this shit in.
He's
Surely.
on Valiums, that idiot. What the fuck he's on?
You see the video of Biden, right, after the fucking school shooting happened. And the
Wasn't he making jokes about it or
they're
something?
on the
Like-
news, right? They're like, okay, we're hearing President Biden's going to go to the podium now, so we're going to cut to that. He's going to give a speech about the kids. And it cuts to him, and he's walking around the stage, and he's like talking about ice cream. He's like, I love chocolate ice cream. He's like, you think I'm joking? I got a fridge full of it upstairs. And he's like, who are those cool looking kids over there? And shit, like, and they're joking. And then the news people cut back in. You can hear their voice. They're like, we thought Biden was going to be giving a speech about the school shooting.
Wow.
13 kids dead, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
That's all put on.
Oh,
I'm
but-
telling
And
you.
they're like, but we'll cut back to that when he.
Here's my theory.
starts.
Here's my theory, right? This is my big wild theory, right? What button's the sci-fi one? Oh, I got rid of it. Fuck. All right, hit a random one, I guess, Joey.
Do it.
Oh, okay. Do it. All right, well, So my theory is, right, so as we all know, Trump was never supposed to win the election, and then he did. And then he actually made so much political moves that were good, actually kind of caring about his people and that, and he was making peace with Putin and all this shit. And it goes the theories and stuff go way deeper to the point where, like, basically...
crazy theory about Trump, I'll tell you.
Basically, Trump and Putin are actually friends who are trying to stop, like, sex trafficking and child trafficking and that, and because Putin actually, that's why there's so much drama with Ukraine. So they were working together and they were trying to stop all that shit and put people in prison and yada yada yada. So obviously the elites don't like that, split them up, Trump can't be president anymore. They've then decided to elect to put, again, the voting's all rigged, so you guys are voting, you guys think you're voting, doing your part, you're not, you're wasting your time, but they put Sleepy Joe in charge to replace Trump. And then the elites and the powerful people of the world, the bankers and that, they're thinking, okay, we're going to have this puppet to replace Trump to sort of... So because Trump was literally doing shit on his own without authorization, and we can't kill the cunt because he's fucking too rich to be too sus, whatever. So we put Sleepy Joe in. They didn't realize how popular Trump actually was and how much popularity he gained while he was in charge, right? So Trump's trying to claw back, and they put Joe in to try calm everyone down and to stay in control. But now they've realized that Joe himself is actually fucking a spastic.
Falling apart.
He's a spastic. He's a dying old man. And they're now going, okay, fuck. We still got fucking however many years to the next election. We've got this cunt who's basically
a corpse.
A corpse. Yeah, he's a walking corpse. We don't know what to fucking do. Putin comes in, sees the opportunity, moves in. Sleepy Joe's not doing nothing. Saudi Arabia. China. Taiwan. All of a sudden, this cunt's a fucking a dead man walking. He's got no control over the military, nothing. He doesn't know what to do. He couldn't even order a military strike if he wanted to. They can't fall asleep before he even clicks a button. He'd fall asleep. They all come in, make an alliance and go, this is now our opportunity to take America out. And now the elites are freaking the fuck out going, fuck, we're about to lose our power.
But America's still America, right? America's still strong as fuck army-wise. But obviously it's less threatening when you got someone, the Prime Minister, sleeping. Like the President, sleeping.
But it's not just that. The biggest problem is that now Saudi Arabia, one of the biggest producers of oil, have officially announced that they are renouncing the US dollar.
They're going to use yuan,
Just like most countries are now denouncing the US dollar.
Even France has said, the French president has said that they have to reduce their reliance on the US dollar.
Yep.
And things are going to change. It's going to be a new currency and everything. Listen to this about Trump, right? I'm a firm believer that nothing is as it seems. Everything is, everyone's in cahoots, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I believe, I find it in my heart that Trump is a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Because if you see the theories about the book where he's like a time traveler, it's a book from like the 1800s. And
Trump's a time traveler.
There's a kid called Baron Trump in the book. And that's Trump's son's name, right? And the location of the place in the book is exactly the coordinates where Trump Tower is in New York. This is a book from the 1800s. Anyway, there's that book, which is very strange if you look into it. But then also Trump, right? I believe he acts like a fool. There's so many chances where Trump can say something good and, everyone would like him. But you can't have everyone like you if you're going against the elites because they kill you, like JFK. So the only way Trump can stay alive in power and try to fix the world and help the New World Order is by saying dumb shit and having half the country not like him. Because if people already don't like him, you know what I mean? There's that battle. There's no reason to kill him. Because they believe the media is doing its job and they're tarnishing him and bashing him. Enough. But if everyone likes you and you're going against the elites like JFK, like Malcolm X, like Martin Luther King, they kill you. So if everyone loved Trump and he was going against the grain and trying to stop the New World Order, they would kill him. So that's why he plays the idiot and says dumb shit.
I like that theory, man.
I thought of this myself in the shower.
I like that theory, man.
I'm like, man, because something tells me that Trump, there's so many chances where he could just get more people to like him if he said the right thing. But he gets on stage and he acts like a buffoon.
He's smart. He's not like dumb.
He's a billion-dollar businessman. He's definitely smart.
Yeah.
But he goes on stage and he starts saying ridiculous shit.
Like racist shit.
Initially, I was on board with hating Trump. That's because the media was just like, and then I heard that he was doing all right economy-wise in America. He cleaned up the economy a little bit, made it a bit better. like I said, don't know the ins and outs, but that's what I hear. The economy was actually booming when he was in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he wasn't really politically correct in everything that he said. So Barack Obama was a good statesman. He could speak very, very well. But I feel like if you put his speech, like Barack Obama's speech, next to Donald Trump,
Trump's actions.
Donald Trump is like the guy next door that you're like is a little like
He's a human.
he's a bit eccentric, but he can be a nice bloke. I reckon, like you said, Trump can't all be that bad, bro. Like
He's not.
Can't.
Bro,
I love Obama for the way he talks and everything. I love the way he carries himself as a president.
Yeah,
he didn't
but
do
his
anything.
actions
He didn't do
he wasn't
anything,
a
bro.
good president, and he was a puppet as well.
But there was a thing J. Cole said in one on a Jimmy Fallon show or whatever. He was saying this. Could I play it, or is that too? It's only a little segment. Can I play it?
Yeah.
Let me play it real quick.
Because Trump, if you don't remember, Trump also said in a fucking interview that he was the first president since fucking however many presidents ago that he was, bro, he got into the presidency and all the American banks, the reserves are empty. There's no money in them. There's no gold in them. And we owe everyone money. So he said, fuck it. So with his own money, the cunt was filling up the banks with gold and shit. And he said that on a fucking interview. He's like, I'm the first president since 10 presidents ago who's fucking filling up our money and keeping us with a bit of money in the kitty. Because he's like, I come in and he's like, everything was empty. Like, there's no money, there's no gold, we've got nothing. And we owe this cunt 10 million. We owe this country 20 billion. It's like, what the
he's
fuck?
100% winning the next election. I've seen a lot of people talk about people who were against Trump and now since Biden's in, people who voted for Biden are
They're
like
freaking out.
They're liking
panicking.
Trump. They're going back and they're liking Trump, man.
But like what I was saying just before about how presidents must get in there and realize that, they promise all this shit, but then they realize
They can't do it.
we're never going to change, or the goalposts will keep moving, or the whole system is rigged. So you're always promising these things to keep people, I don't know, because there's something about when you get to that point when you please everyone, I don't know, like you can't, like as a government, you can't always please everyone. They're out for themselves in a way. So it's like, I reckon Barack Obama had fucking good intentions, like literally good intentions, because most politicians don't, I would assume. But I feel like he would have got in there and then he'd be like, oh, I can't change shit. And this is what I'm about to show you. Like, J. Cole says it in one of his things. He's like...
Yeah. Forget this chain, because this ain't me. Though I'm eternally grateful to Jay-Z. We're so elated, we celebrated like Obama waited until his last day in office to tell the nation brothers is getting their reparations. Hey. A man can dream, can he? No disrespect in terms of change, I haven't seen any. Maybe he had good intentions, but was stifled by the system and was sad to learn he actually couldn't bring any. That's what I get for thinking this world is fair. They let a brother steer the ship and never told him that the ship was sinking. But I got
Let
other...
him steer the ship, but the presidents have no fucking power.
No, nothing.
But because Trump has so much money before he was a president, he come in with a fucking with ammunition. So he's come in with fucking however many $1 billion in his bank account, and he's gone, I want to build a fucking wall to keep out the Mexicans. I can afford it.
So do you reckon that's what
Start-
put him like as the most productive kind of president they've had in a while, because he had so much money originally?
Yes, bro.
Probably helped.
100%.
And you know
bro.
what's funny too? Close to the next election, 2024 is the next election. They're now indicting him in all these shit.
Exactly
for the
right.
fucking hush
But
money.
like you
and then
said-
he's still at the UFC and shit. You see?
It was with Dana White. So is he running again?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
For next year. And did you
To
see
win too.
when Jorge Masvidal retired and he said, hey, that's the best president, the whole place erupted. There was no boos, man. Like, people are starting to realize that, shit, we fucked up. This cunt's, yeah, he may say some stupid shit, but he's got money. He actually cares about
That's what I was always going to say.
what he's doing.
A president, what people don't realize and what they do when they let the media infect him, and I'm just going to say it's a lot of the time these left-wing, they just pay attention to the media. Left-wing, Democrat supporting, freaking love, happiness, everyone, hurt feelings, people. A president should be about action before it's about personality and character.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what does Trump saying a couple silly things on stage have to do with how your country and your stability runs? It means nothing. It's like you said, having a shitty boss, but they get shit done. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter his character as much as his action. He's running a country, man.
It's not a popularity contest kind of thing, eh?
It is that's what I'm saying. And the media uses the crazy shit he says to bash him so much, and people see that and go, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that he said that. You know, that's not fair. That's racist or whatever." And then they don't like him. And that's why I feel like he plays a bit of a buffoon. So people do that. So then they don't have to kill him.
He's a fucking...
I wonder how it would be pretty interesting if... I would be very, very, very surprised if Biden's votes beat...
They can't.
Surely,
if Trump doesn't win,
he'll win.
Then you know that this shit is 100%. We already know it's rigged when they booted him out the first time because there was literally...
Did you see the mail-in votes?
He won.
Suddenly appeared
Did he win?
Yeah, he won. He won. So there was literally states where they counted the votes and they all voted for Trump, but at the end they put that Biden won in that state, and half the peoples in those states were coming out on like protests and shit and interviews going, bro, we voted for Trump. Like this whole state's a Trump state, but on the fucking statistics it says that it's a Biden state. It's like we're not.
Because what happened was they were doing, you can do mail-in orders, right? Mail-in votes, sorry. So if you stay at home, you can mail in your vote, right? And they're doing the votes, and you can see the race as it happens on the American news. They have the states coloured and whatever. This state's won, this state's won, these states are left. It's a, battleground. And then at the end, like, they show the percentages and Trump's winning or whatever. And then right at the end, suddenly all these mail-in votes came in for Biden.
Yeah.
And just... out of nowhere.
Could that just not be people just did it, but it would have been at the same time?
But it's too much. Like you look, it's like a fucking stock trade candle.
Yeah.
It was like
neck and neck.
It was just unrealistic.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and that's
it
why
would have
Trump,
meant like so many people at the same time would have just went like did their
it's
vote.
just unrealistic, and that's why Trump was saying when it happened that it was rigged or whatever, and they were bashing him, saying like he just lost.
See, I thought it was because not everyone has to vote. That like maybe that many people didn't vote that they costed Trump the election. You know what I mean? I thought
they don't want him in power because he actually gets shit done, and they're scared because Trump can't be controlled. And I generally believe in my heart that he's not a part of the elite. He's against them. That's why him and Putin. That's what, bro. Him and Putin. Like Putin said, he's like, I like Trump. He's like, Trump was a good president. He's a good guy. And they had, as soon as Trump was president, he went straight to fucking Putin. They who knows what they talked about. They were sweet. Where else did Trump go that no other president could go? He went straight to fucking North Korea, to that crazy old bastard who's got 20,000 nuclear warheads. He went straight there, the cunt.
How come he went to Russia and Korea?
Because they're
because they were rocky,
rocky,
and he went straight there and saying
peace talk.
What a ballsy cunt, bro, going to North Korea.
He's got
first president
balls,
ever.
mate.
That's crazy.
The first president ever to make
to
peace
go to North Korea
with North Korea.
He's the only president that's ever stepped foot in North Korea.
Yes, and Kim Jong
Shook hands
fucking
with
whatever
Kim
his name
Jong-un.
is let him in. They had dinner. You see them shaking hands and
if
shit.
you listen to Trump's speech, there's a recent one too he gave after he was getting indicted or whatever, and he gave a speech and he's saying, because they can't control me, I won't let them control me, and they can't control you because we will, overpower them or whatever. And it's a lot of the speeches he's given like kind of cryptic
messages
that there's more going on that people can't, because obviously
I feel
you
he can't obviously
say
out
it. Exactly.
Probably get a bullet straight to the fucking
he's
head.
like insinuating Illuminati and shadow people.
I'm telling you, if you'll see, this is another one of Friendly Fire's crazy predictions. When Trump wins again, and if he actually starts doing crazy shit where he's changing the world, he will be the next president that gets assassinated. I'm telling you, because they'll get to a point when they go, we need him out because he's going out of control. We can't control him. The people are rallying behind this cunt. He's got to go.
Yeah.
But I'm also very skeptical too. And then like the spiritual side of me, the inner me, just all of this is just
it could be a plan.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. You don't know.
That brings me to my next point, okay? Did you see about, that's what they want you to think? I always think about this. Sometimes I feel like I'm unraveling the cracks, and then I'm like, but what if that's what they want me to think? And then there's like they're 10 steps ahead. And there's this thing that happened with the UN, right? So the United Nations, they put a statue at the front of their building. It was a rainbow-coloured lion with a snake tail and wings, like a beast. But it was rainbow-coloured, manticore thing.
Oh my God.
And then everyone got up in arms, all the Christians, because in the book of Revelations, it's a beast of the end times. That's what it's described as. And why are the UN putting it right there? So they removed it after all the outcry and shit. But then, like, my missus made a good point that like she believes that she's very spiritual. She believes that the world's, everything's just always going to be all right. But all this crazy shit happens. And then I was thinking, I'm like, why would they do that? And then she's like, it's all just bullshit. Like they knew they would put that there
And
for
scary,
the outcry
yeah.
and they're tricking the Christians. And then I started thinking like they're doing this on purpose because they knew the outcry.
Yeah.
And then when they do Project Bluebeam, and they fake all the Christians believe, because in the comments, if you read the comments about this statue, all the Christians are going, God is coming, praise God, the end is near, end times are coming, find Jesus and we'll be saved, hallelujah, our salvation.
Oh my
so they're
word.
doing this statue.
People still do that?
But they put this statue, right? And then people believe, they're like, oh, look, it's happening. And then when they do Project Bluebeam, they believe that really is Jesus.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of Project Bluebeam is a fake Jesus. So now these people start piecing all these things that have happened that they think are clues at the end is
putting them
coming.
in their subconscious.
But they've
yeah.
purposely put that there to make them think when the Project Bluebeam happens that it really is the end and it really is Jesus, but really it's just been a bullshit the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man.
It's
Like,
Master
fucked up,
manipulation,
man.
brother.
Yeah,
We gotta-
exactly. Like,
as long as we just fucking stay woke, we keep doing what we're doing.
don't believe anything except what's right in front of your fucking eyes.
And what
is
you
the
hear on
moral
the
of
and what
story.
you hear on the FireCast, believe everything.
Yeah, this is the only fucking truth and news you fucking need, alright?
news
This is
need.
the only fucking shit that you need
Today
to
on
fucking listen to.
FireCast.
Jesus Christ. Right, I want to go through some speaky dick dicks
Yeah,
or...
fuck yeah, I was going to say.
I feel a bit outdated. But then also, have you had an AI Snapchat add you recently?
Yeah, I got AI written down.
I was talking to it like it was a full person last night. So Tori was in the shower as I saw the shower, just like, hey, I've got this AI thing right now. And I'm like, what should I ask it? And I'm like, do you know tell me what a Cleveland steamer is? And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't think I should tell you that.
Yeah.
It's a bit inappropriate. And I go, I don't mind, tell me. And then it goes, it's where someone defecates on someone else's chest. And she goes, not really a pleasant thing to do if you ask me, haha. And then he's like, it's like, I'm here to help to answer any questions, no matter how unpleasant they would be. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, who do you think is, what would I say? Oh yeah, I said, I forgot what I was saying, but I was full asking all these questions and shit, and it was giving me like proper like answers, bro.
It's
my mate goes, "Who's the best rugby league player in your eyes?" And it's like Wally Lewis or Andrew Johns,
It
and then
gives you
it gives you a full explanation on why they said that. But today I went for a run and I'm like, "What's some good running songs?" But then it had horrible songs.
Yeah.
It had like, yeah.
But
Yeah,
just
man.
quickly, because Joey and I just started talking about it before we get in the speak pipe, I had written down anyway, the AI stuff.
Have you
Because
had
what's
Snapchat?
crazy, Joey was saying that the Snapchat now adds you
yeah.
the AI bot. And
It sent me a nude, weird.
Every app, every site is doing this now because I've
Yeah.
been using Bing, what I was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. You just download the Bing app and then you can use it, right? And it's ChatGPT built into the search engine.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for everything. I've been asking it for advice on trading. I've been asking it for fucking heaps of shit. And the crazy thing is now, we're getting to the stage now where you can't believe what you see anymore. Like even a video of a guy just doing a backflip and shit, it can be AI faked, man, because there's been videos of like Trump getting arrested and shit. And it's AI, it's not real. And videos of the Pope wearing like a funky jacket, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, what's the Pope doing wearing that?" But it's fake, it's AI, and people don't realize.
Starts
So
to get dicey.
don't believe what you see
Jesus.
anymore, man. Doesn't matter what it is.
Bro,
And the features, I saw a feature of a guy did a song, right, and they used an AI Jay-Z voice as the feature. You cannot tell it isn't
yeah.
Jay-Z
Yeah.
Weird.
at all.
The fucking Snapchat AI sent me a nude. It was weird as. Didn't even ask for it.
What did it look like?
It was just a fucking computer chip.
Yeah. Why is it?
All right, so we go for some speaky dickies. We've got a whole bunch of anonymous ones that they're all very short. So it's either someone fucking with us or it might be Zexa with his fixed phone, maybe. We've got one from... by the way, announcement too that the Safe Boys are going on a little bit of a hiatus. I was speaking to Mr. Pablo last night. They're just having a bit of a break. They're finding... They got to try re-find a new schedule because they're finding it hard to have like everyone free at the same time. They're all busy. That's why... Yeah, I'm very grateful for you boys that we're just either Friday or Saturday and we just get it done.
Because we have to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we
we
just
have to.
do it.
Yeah.
Squeeze it in.
So, all right. So Pablo's yarn. He told me one of them to delete because he didn't want to send that one anymore. So I think it's Pablo's notes. So Pablo's yarn. This might be the one he wanted me to listen to.
Hey boys, how you going? It's Pablo again. Sorry I missed last week, Shit fucking happens. Stop pressuring me, you stupid cunts. Alright, So just on the way home today, just a quick story. I was on the M4 and I was getting off in St. Mary's and I saw this black dude riding a bike and it looked like my new one. And I was like, oh, fuck, this isn't good. I might just rush home and check. So, put the pedal to the metal, rushed home to Mountie County, threw the keys on the table, ran out to the back shed. But lucky me, he was still there in his cage.
Oh my God.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
Holy shit.
I like how he tells you the story like as if it's a real story.
I feel like now I've caught on when he says a story, it's like,
Pablo's
it's
fucking
true.
around.
It took me a few weeks, but I'm onto it now.
Oh my
I was trying to
God,
think
bro.
of what the punchline was, but I didn't get there before.
I didn't think it was
Still
going
in
there
his
at all.
cage. That's fucking mad. I love those type of jokes, man. That's fucking funny. So shout out you, man. Pablo from the Safe Boys. Be sure to check them out. So I won't go for Pablo's. That's anonymous. Who could this possibly be?
Probably Pierce.
Hello, boys. It's your number one fan,
Oh, it's Mum. Okay.
aka Mamba Bear.
Yep.
Just wanted to say how proud I am of you both and what you are doing, following your dreams and achieving everything you want in life. Just want to say, love you both. Keep on doing what you're doing. Never lose sight of who you are. Love you more than chocolate cake.
See,
Well, that's a lot.
How wholesome.
she knows that we're going to be rich.
Don't forget to save me an extra meal.
Yeah, yeah, love it. Thanks, Mum. She's always been a serious
Since the
fucking
first
fan.
fucking 10 followers,
Yeah. Our first followers were her and Zexa.
Yeah.
They were literally our first fucking followers. Right, so we got one from Mega. Shout out. I love when Mega sends one because I know
Mega's a fucking Mega.
Mega's sending in some
Track coming with the Conquest soon.
Yes, yes.
Yo, what's up, FireCast? Hope you boys had a wonderful long weekend. I certainly did. I was fretting a little on Saturday because I thought I'd forgotten to do the speak pipe. And I tell you what, I was fucking bawling. Tears are flowing, snot was bubbling, and I thought I'd broken my streak. And then Monday comes. You guys say you're not doing an episode, like fucking sweet relief. Thank God I didn't break my streak. Still a little disappointed that you guys weren't there to tuck me in at night, but it is what it is. You'll make it up to me, I'm sure. Hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to just use your platform as a little bit of a megaphone for me right now and let everybody in Brisbane know that on the 5th of May, Harlem and I are running a show at Backdock Arts. It's called Big Bars at Backdocks. And with those big bars, you can bet there's a lot of big boys coming along. We got local legends like Slurpee, Nurture, Ozai, YV, myself. Harlem's doing a few songs in between sets. We got some special giveaways, some special guests, some maybe prizes. Maybe I'll do a little, crowd surfing if you guys can catch me. And the headliner is the legend himself, N3. I think you guys might have heard of him.
Ah, okay.
And now I know Iggy's got that Europe trip coming up, but the offer still stands, boys. You want to come up, you got a place to stay at mine. Tickets are on me. The drinks are on you, though. So,
Right, these guys are mad cunts. man.
Okay.
let's
Yes,
talk
that's what
about
I
it.
wanted to bring up quickly. So N3, so they would have hit him. They would have hit him up to come on, right?
Yeah, I'm
100%.
assuming. I mean, because it's funny too, because I know a lot of those dudes too. YV, I've worked with. Too.
Who's this Slurpee guy? I keep
I don't know
seeing he
Slurpee.
he must have a hand in the promotion because every time they do an event, Slurpee's like the main guy.
Maybe he's just a homie.
Slurpee seems like a seedy rapper. I'm not saying he is, but my name's Slurpee.
No, I'm just
Like,
interested.
is that his ad lib?
I'm interested though. I'm interested.
Like,
Like,
look him up. I
this
don't
smart?
know. I'm not too familiar. with
how much
Slurpee.
does a fucking plane ticket to Brisbane cost?
Yeah, but I saw that. I saw N3 was headlining. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this looks like a fucking sick show, man. And it's that's what you're saying about Brisbane popping off, man. These guys are really putting in the work and they're great.
Shows. Didn't you say they're more active in their shows?
Doing a lot of hip hop shows, a lot of hip hop stuff.
That's
man.
what I'm saying. Who do they know that knows the promoters and the venues, and that's what I'm interested in finding out, because obviously these guys have the connection. They have the can-do attitude where it's they want to do a show, they do it, but they also have the artists like the roster to fill out a show.
Bro,
that's what I love about those cunts.
If
up
we
there.
had a venue, we could do that here.
Yeah, I know. That's me.
The only thing we're missing is a venue.
Me and Meagley talk about it all the time, but in Sydney, I reckon it's going to cost us an arm and a leg for a venue, or two. The venue would tell us
They just
yes,
won't do it.
and then 2 weeks in, they go, "Nah, we can't do it because these are a rap thing." I'm telling you, that's what would happen. Sydney they've been trying to kill the nightlife since COVID, and it's working.
Or we get
So-
our own little warehouse in the fucking Western Sydney.
That's the
I
best
don't know,
bet.
bro.
Yeah, we rent out a warehouse for the night. That would be
Anyway,
the best
some
bet.
stuff to think about.
It'd
We got any more speak by?
Yeah, we got a few more. I would love to fly up there for that.
It'd be mad. It's
especially
a
'cause
bit short notice, man, but fuck, it'd be dope.
Not April, May. It's more than a month away. But it'd be so. We need to show our faces at one of these things.
Yeah, honey.
We have to, because I'm telling you, the networking, the people we'd meet, get ourselves on the fucking show. It would be sick. Do a show with them.
Shout out all those guys.
Shout out- yeah,
man.
shout out you, Mega
Harlem
Man.
too. We're trying to get Harlem on the.
Does Harlem work at 7-Eleven?
I don't know.
Because I always see him uploading stories at a fucking 7-Eleven. You know, and I don't know if he's fucking around or not.
Yeah,
but
I think I've seen that too. Actually,
does
I remember.
he's the only white guy that works at 7-Eleven then. The funny cunt. I've always seen it on his Instagram. Bro, Harlem, if you're listening to this, bro, please let me know. Do you fucking work there, or are you just fucking having a laugh? Because, yeah, he's the only white guy that works at 7-Eleven. But fucking shout out you boys, man. You're a fucking sick cunts, man. Love what you're fucking doing.
Go for the next one.
Love what you're doing. Yeah, but I'd really want to go up there. That'd be fucking sick. Get my girlfriend to go up and just fucking take videos and photos of us as the photographer.
Make some signs.
Yeah. Got a couple of
Hold
other.
the signs up. Like, yeah.
Got more short anonymous ones, so someone's fucking around.
G'day, mate. How are ya? Just having a little yarn here. Neighbour's cutting the grass with a whippersnipper. Anyways, what do you guys think of the good old Aussie invention, the lawnmower and the washing machine?
Is that Zexa?
That was Zexa.
that
That was fucking Zexa.
What the fuck?
Oh man, like you gotta work on your Aussie accent, man.
Yeah, it was what the.
I thought your phone was broken. Okay, hold on. So we got one more from Pablo, who says Pablo's serious question. So I'm gonna assume he's
Probably taking the
fucking
piss.
around. Let's have a listen.
What's up, boys? It's Pablo again. Just going to ask you a question about what's your thoughts on dating a girl with the same name as your mum or your sister? Just going off of past experience, I had an ex, or like a little fling, that had the same name as my sister. And it was all fun and games, you know. I got past it until it come to getting down and dirty, getting a bit of the sexual one. And it was just weird. She'd want me to call her name. And every time I'd call her name, I just can't get the thought of my girlfriend out of my head.
That's so fucked.
I thought that was serious. Fucking hell, I fall for it every time.
But legit,
That's a
on,
good
on a
question,
serious
though.
note, it is
Yeah.
a good question, because I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. Because that means so much, bro. That means so much.
Yeah.
That is tough, man.
I couldn't do it.
I did not
But
see that coming.
she's the girl of your dreams, though.
You just have to come
Give
up
her
with a
a nickname.
nickname.
Yeah. That's
She's like, no, call me by my full name. You're like, no.
All right.
First and last name is the same.
That'll do for fucking speaky dickies. Thank you again, everyone who sends them through.
Keep sending them, man, anytime.
Yeah.
Got music lined up for like the next month, man. DZ Sundays in full effect tomorrow with
Yes.
Jimmy Too Huge
Yes.
on the beat. Death
Featuring-
Star.
Oh, you got that coming
Featuring
out?
Yes, sir.
Jimbo.
Tomorrow. You can pre-save, hit the link in my bio.
Yep,
This will be out by the time the song's already out anyway. But also, after that, 2 weeks after that, Friendly Fire and Horseshoe Gang. All right, we got a
Nice.
song coming out. Stratosphere.
At this point, we've worked with the game. You've got a song of Chris Calico, Ritz,
Horseshoe
Gang,
They're pretty, and 3, of course.
N3. That's a big fucking portfolio, man.
That's what I say in the song, man. There's a bar in the song. I had a lot of idols, and trips me the most. I could say I'd done a song with most of them folks.
That's hectic.
Yeah, it's a good song, man. I'm super proud of it. Friendly Fire on the beat. And then after that, I have a Spanish song dropping. Zexa's excited about it. People been saying. I just, because I've been listening, all I've listened to lately is reggaeton.
Spanish music, bro.
It's so much better. and it's just, I would listen. And when you listen to something enough, you get inspired and you want to try it. And I'm like, fuck it, I can speak Spanish, man. And it came so much easier than I thought it would when I was writing.
Yeah.
Like, it was way easier than I thought. And I was like, fuck it.
We've been wanting to do one for ages.
And we'll do more, man. If you like it,
I'll cook up some more Latin beats.
I put a snippet on my story and everyone loved it.
Is it all in Spanish or is the chorus in Spanish and then the verses?
No, the whole thing
in
in Spanish.
It's sick.
There's a couple English words, but that's it. Like, yeah, it was a cool song. It was fun to do. So that's why I know you're good at the Latin beats too. Yeah. So I thought, fuck it.
Okay, so what I wanted to bring up, that video I sent you had to me resonated so much about the guy talking about transgenders. Because as you all know, the transgender fucking kid went into the school and shot the place up, bro.
Yeah.
Killed little kids, killed the fucking principal.
And wasn't the headline something about the fact that she was trans? Like, it's so sad that a trans girl had to, felt like she had to do that. But
yeah,
it's like,
it's bullshit.
The crazy thing is Madonna did a concert after, I had this written down, Madonna did a concert after it to like support trans people. That trans people need these families them. Just got their fucking kids killed by trans, exactly. And you're going to support, say they're the most, they're the most frowned upon.
Enough's enough. Group, like, no more. They shouldn't be allowed to do it. I'm sorry, because it's fucking bullshit. No, get fucked, mate.
I'm not as harsh as you.
No, fuck them, right? Because this guy's got a fucking point. None of us give a fuck what you're doing. We really don't care. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're a lesbian. I don't give a fuck if you're gay. I don't give a fuck if you're a tranny. I don't give a fuck if you want to chop your dick off. It does not fucking bother me. Not one little bit. I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over it. I'm not going to treat you any differently, right? But now it's gotten to the point where they're shoving it in our fucking faces so fucking bad to now the point that this cunt goes into the school and fucking shoots it up and kills little kids. Get fucked, mate. I think, no, mate, honestly, if I was a president, no more. You want to fucking do that shit, you're going to jail or get the death penalty. Get fucked.
I mean, maybe
not that sincere,
but he should, maybe not the death penalty. But
he's dead now anyway. They killed him.
Did they kill him on site?
The cops killed him, yeah.
But true. They have to.
The cunt went in with a fucking body vest and a fucking fully automatic gun.
Yeah.
He's gone in, shot through the fucking glass doors, shot, I don't know, however many little kids, and then the principal tried to confront the guy or the woman, whatever the fuck he wanted to be known as, and he killed the principal.
He's killed the principal?
He's killed the principal.
So how many deaths?
I think it was like 3 or 4 maybe. But
and the kids were like young?
Bro, 2 of them were kids, like little kids.
That's cooked, eh?
It's fucking bullshit,
That's the thing. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is, right?
Mate,
that person should be, if he wasn't killed on the spot or she wasn't killed on the spot, it's like, it doesn't matter who you are, you still did what you did. You know what I mean? It's a bigger issue than the fact that you're fucking trans.
The issue is, right, is that that lady or man, lady, whatever, that lady thought that we gave a fuck that much and that the whole world revolved around her and she was bullied because she was trans and she didn't feel right. So she's gone in with a fucking automatic rifle and shot a school up. That's how much she thought we gave a fuck about it. It's fucking it's ridiculous and it's bullshit. Like, stop, they're throwing it in our faces so much and then people go, yeah, fucking the trans are this and bullied, they should be allowed to do this and they should, no, it's fucking bullshit, bro. Enough's enough.
The thing with it is that being trans, right, although it's okay and it's fine, it is a mental thing. And you have a mental problem. It's been proven that their brains are not the same.
They're not wired like the rest of us.
But it's not treated as people should. It's a grey area. Again, it's hard because you can never get these type of things right. But they should be educated on how to maybe
go about
deal with it or process it. I don't know. Instead of throwing it on the TV and in random ads and shit and wherever saying like it's okay, because then more people who don't know how to manage those feelings get these ideas that, and they just go gun-ho about it. I'm a boy, I'm a girl, or whatever. They just quickly, they have these fucked up things in their head that they don't know how to manage and how to deal with, and they see it promoted everywhere, and that's okay. And they're just like, oh yeah, but then they go gun-ho and they don't know what's going on in their head.
Bro, in the new Harry Potter game, they fucking put a tranny character.
Oh my God, did they actually?
Bro,
that would piss me the fuck off.
Bro, the
that
boys
would
messaged
piss me off.
So there's clips on TikToks and that. So you see, there's a little side mission where you go into like a tavern or something, and the tavern owner or the shop owner has got long hair, looks like a girl, and starts talking with a deep voice and shit, has an Adam's apple. And everyone's like, oh, okay.
So it wasn't.
They had to just
but it
put
wasn't
that in
addressed. There. But was it obvious as? Like,
it was literally obvious as.
At any point in the game, did this person that was working at the bar, did they have a little dialogue where it said,
that
I'm trans?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
but
that I would have smashed the PlayStation,
bro. Mate.
If they said, I'm trans,
It's like you want a drink. By the way, I'm trans.
Yeah,
and that's a-okay. Like, you know, like,
go retrieve. Go retrieve the golden snitch and bring it back to me. I'm a trans, by the way.
Yeah, but the thing, you know why I reckon they did that? Because J.K. Rowling was getting so much hate or whatever. But they're trying to cancel her or whatever. But.
Enough's enough. You can't so fucking lucky I'm not a politician, mate. Because
but then on the flip side, right? You know, you said being trans is like a mental kind of thing, right? I'm not justifying what this man or woman done.
Man or woman, we don't even know.
What do you call it? This person, what they done to those kids and the principal and whatever, what she done, it's like non-excusable. But it's like, I wonder if we could get if there was a way to see what she went through before, and if it was not justified, but if you could in some way be like,
try to reason.
That's rough, but still, fuck you for doing that. But that's rough because she would have just been getting bullied probably, or like a motherfucker for her to do that, surely.
But a lot of kids do anyway. But you know what it comes down to though? Everybody is so in their own heads with everything, and they think every single problem, every single thing is way bigger than it is. Because everyone thinks the world revolves around them. Everyone thinks, oh, everyone's looking at me. No one fucking cares if you're trans. No one fucking cares if you're gay. No one cares if you're straight. Just live life and don't pay too much attention to what's on the left, what's on the right, what's here and all there. Just live your life and be happy. You're absorbing all these things people tell you and bully you for. But if you realize that most of what people are saying to you is a reflection of something they feel within themselves, just water off a duck's back, man. But people are so in their heads and they think that everything is so important. This person who shot up the school or whatever was bullied their whole life, one life, everything. This is horrific. This is over. But look at life. Life goes on. They killed a bunch of kids, did a horrible tragedy. They got bullied. They're dead now. The kids are dead now. Life goes on. 4 weeks from now, life goes on. We're going to be here doing the podcast. Things go. Their parents are going to move on. It's going to be hard. It's going to be whatever. But life continues. The world continues to spin. The stars change. We've been here since fucking dinosaurs have been on the planet. Fucking 65 million years ago, but people now in their heads are go, oh, well,
like I wonder if that person killed the people. If it was for revenge, if she killed the people that said those things.
There never is.
They
just walk in. They walk in.
So it's not even like vengeful, which is still bad, but like I can if I wouldn't ever kill anyone. But
if I did,
but I was saying if it would probably be because revenge or some shit, right? But if you're just walking up to randoms who don't even know you or didn't even do nothing to you, and you're just going like mowing them down, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
And you know what? I also kind of believe this is probably set up to some agenda with the trans thing. They set up a transgender person to go kill the school now. It's a big thing. People manipulation. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, what are you gonna say?
No, it was just because that video I sent you was fucking what that guy said is so spot on.
Did you see what I sent you?
Which one?
The guy at the fishing rod. He's standing like fucking. He's standing like in the middle of the road, and he's got this big fucking.
Oh yeah, then he goes. Yeah, that's like a massive beach rod, bro.
Apparently, it's a world record.
Oh, for the longest cast or something.
Apparently,
how many meters?
And I also saw people. The caption said, "Guess what the target is? What type of fish is the target? And guess how many feet?" And people were saying like fucking 25,000 light years, and the target is the International Space Station.
Bro, what was cool, because we're working at Bathurst, me and Brad were looking at the stars, and because there's no lights out there, bro, you could see the Milky Way.
Oh, I love that.
We were like, fuck, imagine if we had a telescope. Like, you know when you can see the Milky Way because it's like a line of stars, but you can kind of see like the cosmo dust. It looks like white dust hanging off it. You can full see the Milky Way. We're like, what the hell? This is hectic. Like,
I've never been somewhere dark enough.
Bro,
I would love that, man.
I'll try to take a photo for you.
It never does it justice.
It never does it justice.
I'd love to see that, man.
Have you guys heard of BlackRock?
Yes.
You know they literally like owned everything.
Yes.
What's BlackRock?
BlackRock. It's a company. Okay. Massive company where they were massive on. So they got in a lot of trouble for
It's a hedge fund, isn't it?
No
investment.
No. I think I'm gonna Google it. I think they're literally everything. Like I'm not even. I'm not even kidding you. Like they literally own everything. They own like $141 billion worth of Apple stock, Amazon billions dollars worth of Amazon stock. They were massive into crypto. So they got in trouble a couple of years ago when crypto was huge, where they got in trouble because they were dumping they were getting people to buy cryptos and shit, and then they would dump the price because they had that much money and like making people lose heaps of money, but they were making heaps of money off it and shit. I saw a fucking like video on just like what they own, and I'm pretty sure they actually own like literally everything. They're the largest United States corporation's revenue. Investment managers funded in 1988, 35 years ago, founded Larry Fink. I'm trying to see if... Wait, what? Larry Fink, chairman and CEO. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to see if they're part of one of the 12... Because you know that there's only 12 families, that like...
Yes.
The 12 richest banker families. There's only 12 families.
No idea. I had no idea.
So the Rockefellers are in there. I think the Rothschilds are in there. But there's like 10 other families that they're basically... They're bloodlines, their banks, like they own all the banks in that.
So they're basically set.
The elites. These are the elites we're talking about.
Okay.
Like these are the motherfuckers that sit there 150 years old and they're drinking their baby's blood and shit.
They're vampires and shit.
Vampires, yeah. No, I just wanted to ask if you knew anything about
I've
fucking
heard
BlackRock,
of them,
because
I'm not too familiar.
if it's a reduced investment company, you can by followers of the right wing politics. Is right wing or left wing the fuck ones?
Right wing is Trump.
Oh, okay.
Left wing's Democrat.
They've been criticized by followers of the right wing. Okay, so these guys must be left wing. History. I just want to see.
There's definitely an agenda when you start to piece together all the like trans and all the gay and happy and whatever, all that shit. There's obviously like that stuff's normal and fine, but like there's an agenda with it. Something they're planning. Something they want men to be less masculine and stop reproducing. It's like a population. It's a depopulation thing.
These BlackRock cunts want that shit because then we can't rise up and fucking.
And they're all satanic and shit, which is weird too.
Andrew Tate and that finally been released.
Yeah, I know, but they're very quiet.
They've been quiet, which is I'm scared of their clones.
I think it's part of their release that they can't.
Oh, wow.
Even though they didn't really post anywhere, it was other people posting.
I'd move straight. The first thing I do is get on my private jet and get the fuck out of Romania.
I did forget I did ask us a question on Instagram. We only got 2 questions.
Oh, yeah, you did upload polls, bro.
Yeah, no, but this is the only one. We only got 2 questions.
Okay.
And then I just said, ask us a question. TJM Records fan page says, do you watch shows in other languages? Yeah, I watched Physical 100, which is Korean. Told you to watch it. It's fucking mad. And also like shit, like Narcos and shit. If it's in Spanish, we can obviously understand it. But Narcos. I watch everything with subtitles anyway.
Same.
Even if it's English.
Yeah,
I'm a subtitles guy.
Yeah,
you're either subtitle. That's a good poll actually. Do you watch with subtitles or not? I'll do that next week.
Nah, I hate that.
I love subtitles.
Because if I don't hear it, I see it.
I don't know.
Not that I'm reading it. I'm not reading it.
Yeah, you're not reading it.
But I'm saying, but if I don't hear it and it's just dialogue, I'm like, what? I didn't hear the start. I quickly read, but I'm not always reading it. But I couldn't at the start. It was like
you get used to it. Eh?
Yeah.
And the thing is too. Sometimes you're watching a show, right, and the subtitles are different to what they're saying. Slightly, but it's only slightly. I think it's because the actors improvise. So I think they do the subtitles. This is just a theory. I'm assuming they do the subtitles with a script that they get given.
Yeah.
But then when they actually shoot, the actors improvise the lines a little bit. So
especially when it's just words. You know what I mean?
It's very slightly different. It's like the subtitle will say like, Jamie, why did you do that? But then in the show they're just like, why did you do that?
Yeah, why'd you have to go do that?
Because they improvise a little bit. They change. I don't know. That was just my thought on that. I don't know.
I watched
let me know.
Squid Games I watched, and that was obviously in...
They got season 2 this year, isn't it? Of
I think so.
I still haven't watched it.
Is that Korean?
Yeah, South Korean. South Koreans kill the TV shows, bro. They're good, man.
Yeah, that was the first Asian show that I've actually liked.
Have you heard of this guy, bro? What's this guy's name?
So the best way to heal the body is when you're going through a detoxification or you're feeling yourself becoming sick or with dis-ease, which is nothing but a detoxification, help the body detox more. The first thing you have to realize is the foods you're supposed to be eating. So I say, look at your hands. All right. Your hands are not like a cat, is it?
I do CrossFit, so they're kind of rough.
But look, if you look at your hands, right? Let me take my rings off.
All right.
Okay. Do a cat hands look like your hands?
No,
they have paws. What about a dog? No, they got paws. What about a bear?
You're asking me questions. I'm having to think about it. Like I'm like, no.
What about a bear?
No.
What about a lizard?
No.
What about any reptile? Do their hands look like yours? Okay, so what do your hands look like? What about a gorilla?
Monkey.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into actually the physiology of the human body in the food relationship. So look at your body, look into nature, find who your body closely assimilates with and see what they eat. Do gorillas eat meat? No, they don't. Why?
They're very, very.
The strongest in the jungles. Very muscular.
You're taking me back to a lot of stereo.
So this guy, right, he also talks about there's heaps of videos in him and that. So obviously he was going on about the food and that. Obviously we've got to try and replicate what like the monkeys and shit eat because they're just like us, but they're 10 times stronger than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but this guy,
different.
This guy was saying shit. So you know how like there's been people say, "Oh, don't look in the sun because it hurts bad for your eyesight." And so it's actually good for you.
Sun gazing's good.
Not looking at the sun. You'll make
eyes.
you fucking blind. But the heat or the rays or whatever the fuck it is from the sun. So if you're looking in the sky, not at the sun, obviously, like directly at it. If you're looking at the sky, the shit from the sun actually strengthens like your cornea and that, and the shit in your eyes. And that's what. And he goes on podcasts and that, and basically, so all this shit we've been told for our whole lives that's bad for us is actually good for us.
Yeah.
Like all this shit, like, so you look at this, if you get light in your eyes, it strengthens your fucking eyes and shit. It's not bad for you.
Yeah, sun gazing is a very spiritual thing. It's very good for you too.
It's fucking good. It's fucking good for you. Look, Joey's looking at the sun now. Like, he's like,
I'm literally just gonna have like,
No, it is. It's very good. You sit outside, you meditate,
Yeah.
you just for a couple seconds, eyes closed, so you don't fucking burn your eyes off.
And it just meant because everything we've been taught. Have you heard of Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No.
I want to get that book so fucking bad.
Get it.
So this is the guy who he explains how we got rich. And a lot of people don't agree with what he says. Apparently, he's old as fuck now, so some of the shit he says now doesn't make any sense. Like, he's trying to predict a massive crash in 2023, and everyone's like, all right, shut up, man. Like, you're a bit old now. But back in the day, he had a lot of things that were interesting so how we got rich was he explained he had two dads. His rich dad and his poor dad. Obviously, his poor dad's his real dad. And mind you, his dad was a Chinese doctor. So not poor per se as in with money, but his mentality. So he said, so in the book and on podcasts and shit, he says how many of us have grown up always, I know that we have, we can't afford that. Oh no, that's too expensive. Can't do that. Can't, like, you know what I mean? It's that poor mentality has been embedded in our brains since we were kids. But it's not our parents' fault because their parents did it to them. And their parents did it. And it's literally just been generations now of poor mentality. There's people out there that are literally broke to the point where they can't afford food. They're not living in a home. They're not doing any. We've got all that. But we're still poor. But it starts from our mentality. So he went one day, goes to his dad. This cunt did this when he was like 10 years old, right? So his little child going up to his father and he goes, how come we don't learn about money in school, Dad? The dad goes, what do you mean? You just got to study. You got to get a job when you leave. You got to work 70 hours a week, and then you become a good citizen. And he's like, no. He's like, I want to make money. He's like, there's no class in school. There's no unit where they talk about money or talk about houses. Nothing. There's just nothing. And he goes, son, it's because you're supposed to just leave school, get a job, and that's it. He's like, what the? He's like, no. He's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, if I'm not going to get taught about money, I want to drop out of school. And the dad goes, all right. And then he kept bugging his dad about learning about money. And then the dad goes, you know what? I've had enough. You want to learn about money? Go talk to your best friend's dad, Mike. Why Mike's dad? And he goes, because your best friend's dad's got money because he's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. You want to learn about money? Go talk to him. I can't help you. It's a poor ass mentality, right? He goes, all right, fuck it. Goes to his best mate's dad. I want to learn about money. And then he's gone, and then he was like, nah. He's like, then he kept bugging this guy's dad, his best mate's dad. And he's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'll teach you about money. You can come work with me. But on one condition. I'm never going to pay you. Because the moment I give you a paycheck, you become an employee. You got to stop thinking like an employee. And then he goes to explain. So this guy's dad ends up fucking owning the Regency, the Hyatt Hotel. You know the Hyatt hotels all over the world?
Yeah.
His best mate's dad owns those hotels. Right?
True.
So this cunt's a fucking billionaire. And now this Robert Kiyosaki guy has become rich and he's written books and that and whatever. And it was just interesting because he goes to explain that like it's all a system built for us to stay poor. So back in like whenever the fuck it was, ages ago, probably 1800s, the banks were going, fuck, how do we make money? What do we need? We need something to get people to for us to give them money so we can make interest and shit on it. Oh, houses. Everyone should own a house, yada, yada. No. You buy a house, you get the fucking the mortgages, the loans, and you pay the interest and all that shit. The banks make money off your house and shit. But people think that they've struck gold because they own a house. But really, the expenses you fucking pay, shit like that, and you're stuck for the rest of your life paying that shit off. It's just, I just found that so interesting. And then this guy just explained, he's like, no, you never get a house. You get an investment first, turn that to a few investments, then you get the house and shit like that.
I mean, you can still flip properties.
Yeah, because like equity in that shit.
But initially, when you get your first house, you're just like, it takes 5 to 10 years for your house to get some equity.
Big hole.
So you're in the hole. But it would be good if you get a house and then you borrow off that mortgage and get another house, and now you got two. You can kind of invest in property. You know what I mean? Like you said, investment property. But it is fucked though how they do got your balls in advice though.
They've got us
at the end of the day. At the end of the day,
nuts.
they'll be like, you get the keys, and you're like, oh my god. Which so many,
it'd be
so
a
many
nice
pros,
feeling,
so many pros to have your own place.
Yeah.
But when you look behind the curtain, there's just the bank
really
going
going
like,
on?
Bro,
Rubbing their hands.
behind the scenes, bro, it's a fucking, you're worse off having a house. And
well, like you said, it's a business. Bank's a business.
I've always said that I don't want to get a house. I'm just gonna focus on the money first. I'm okay renting until I'll just buy a house outright.
I get how people are renting their whole lives. I get why. It's fucking obvious. It's obvious why.
Yeah.
Me personally, whether it's just from generational fucking just been put into me by my dad, but also me as well. I do eventually want to buy a house. But,
yeah, of course.
But then it does trip me out when, we're going to Europe this year. I want to go America next year. I want to do this. But then I'm like, I want to do those things before I get a house. But I also want a house. So I'm like, do I rent and then keep saving slowly?
Yeah.
But then the rent makes it paying rent makes it harder to save. So yeah, you're kind of like, that's kind of
I don't care about a house, man. If I have to rent forever, I'll rent forever. But I'm not gonna. I'll make money and then I'll just buy a house.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
And then society has a thing where you have to buy, you gotta buy a house by this age or this age. I'm approaching I'm 29 in July. I don't have a house yet.
Man.
But then when I was younger and I was like, when I'm 29, I'll have a house and kids. Fuck having kids, bro. I can't have kids, bro. I'll be the most selfish dad right now. I'll be fucked. I'd be palming them off to my fucking parents every weekend. I'd be like, hey, I gotta go do the podcast. I gotta go out to Ivy. Who's going to Ivy? I'm going out to fucking mate's place having a drink. I feel like I wouldn't have it in me to be a dad. So kids, right now, I thought I'd have kids. I thought I'd have a house. Don't have kids. Don't have a house. The kids I'm happy with not to have now, but house, actually, fuck that. I don't want a house either right now. I want to travel.
You're doing good,
I want to travel.
It's fucking, it's years. It's not our fault though. It's not our parents' fault. It's not our grandparents' fault. It's just years and generations of just poor mentality.
Yeah.
We all, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so used to acting like we're fucking poor, but like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Yes, you might have a tight week one week.
Yeah.
But there's people out there that literally can't afford dinner.
Yeah.
They can't afford a fucking shelter.
I guess there's a difference between not affording it and choosing not to spend money on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you say I can't afford it, it's like, well, you can.
You can.
But you can't afford to let go of it because you're not going to save as much or whatever. Like,
Money's a mentality thing for sure.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of him.
No, I haven't. I've heard of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know the author much, but sounds interesting though. It sounds like a good book.
Apparently it's a great.
I've heard a lot of people quote that book, or just tell me about that book. Like,
so this guy now, this Robert guy, he's got like at this point he's got like over 6,000 investment properties. So he said that just from those alone, he's making like a couple mil a week, just off his investments. Yeah. He's got over 6,000 investments.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've got no more points,
I got
man.
one more question that was on Instagram. Megalodon says.
Oh wait, the Discord questions. If we got any, sorry.
I think we got a couple.
Megalodon
says, if you could have a conversation with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Tupac. Park. I feel like that motherfucker knew some shit. Before shit, he knew about corruption and shit before it was so publicly made somehow. That's why I'd love to just sit down and go, bro, what do you fucking know? Because he was a smart motherfucker, bro. That cunt. I'm telling you.
Corruption. Puck's not that old. Only 90s.
Yeah, but the shit in his songs and the shit he was always talking about and the shit he was always saying that, like...
Yeah, corruption was obvious as well back then,
no,
bro.
but not as much as
Vietnam
now.
War and shit was in the 60s.
Not as much as now. Like, now it's like in your face. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
Park's a good answer.
2-pack.
I'd choose Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, bro, I went on. Bro, did you? I watched. I don't watch Impulsive very much, but I watched it yesterday or the night before because I had Rey Mysterio on there.
Yeah.
I fucking love that cunt.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
And yeah, it was an awesome podcast. I was talking about that Eddie Guerrero a lot too, bro. So good, man.
No,
He used to come out in the
that's-
lowrider and shit, frog splash. Ooh.
And like, but back then, bro, that was at the height of when I was really into it. And when he died, bro, I was crying, bro. Like, because I was like, he was one of my favorites, man. You know what I mean? And like, it was so upsetting how he went as well. Like, it was just like
Heart attack.
And there's this, heart attack. And
He was
but
young.
he was on gear as well.
Yeah,
like,
steroids.
obviously,
A lot of steroids.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, even near the end of his life, he got bigger near the end of it. When I say his life was cut short, I think he died at like 40 something or whatever.
Yeah, 40s.
So. Yeah, but man, that's when I was like balls deep in. And there was a show and on Raw or SmackDown, one of the weekly shows, and they had like a what's it called? Like when you have like a video thing and with music, what's it called? Like a
tribute.
Like a tribute, like a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and then all the cast, all the wrestlers, even the wrestlers that were rivals in the show. And you know it's fake, right? But when you're a kid, you're so invested, it's reality. It's like watching maths. You want to believe you want to believe it's real, you know? But and then even the rivals that he had that you thought wouldn't, they were balling as well. They were crying. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. A kid, like.
Bro, you know what's weird about that too, that I noticed when I was watching that Impulsive with Rey Mysterio, is that even though it's fake, everyone knows it's fake, they still have to pretend that the plot points are kind of real. Because I saw when Logan and shit were asking Ray about the current plot point where Ray's son is like talking shit about their family or whatever. They're talking to him like it's real. And he's obviously not.
Well, he's got it. He's got to keep a bit
But
of
that's the
front.
thing, like, it's like they're under like a fucking contract or something to pretend that it's fucking real or something. I don't know.
I just think because
they don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, Ray's smart. He knows that
Yeah.
even if you don't listen to podcasts, if you're a fan of wrestling and Ray, you're more than likely going to listen to that episode of Impulsive. So he's just going to keep. I'd do the same thing. Like, that little fuck.
You're not going to ruin it.
It would it would force a disconnect with the fans as well. They wouldn't believe the story, even though they're not. They know it's not real, but it helps.
Ruins it.
It helps him not to be like, hey.
When we were kids and me, him, and our stepbrother used to love wrestling. When they did that whole shit with Eddie Guerrero being Dominic's biological
custody,
father and shit, I thought that was real. Like they're full fighting for the custody of this kid. I'm
it's
like,
clearly Ray's kid. Like, it looks exactly like him.
I was like, but the storylines they
I'm
were
your
doing-
puppy.
Yeah,
Where is
look,
that?
Do you know how old? How tall Ray is? He was 5'1".
Small as
5'1".
Tiny.
He could be Asian.
My God, I fucking love that dude, man.
He's a
such
good guy,
He's such a
man.
cool.
And then there was other deaths like Chris Benoit, but that was kind of fucked up. He killed his wife and kid and then killed himself.
Yeah, that's
That was
because
pretty
that
fucked up.
cunt was like concussed from all the head knocks
bro,
and shit. Yeah, he was
his
fucked.
special move was, my mate's a huge wrestling fan. He's gonna fucking kill me for this, but I don't know what it's called. But he jumps off the top turnbuckle with his hands out and he headbutts. He lands on their head, like legit. So like,
That is fucked.
They're
A
lying,
flying
they're
headbutt,
lying,
yeah.
and they go, they connect heads. Fair enough, he might hold his head up a bit to break the fall, but there definitely was
That's still
sometimes,
gonna hurt.
yeah, because you got to make it realistic, so you can't hold your head back and go, I
Not
hit his
touch
head. You got to actually kind of. So how many times would he have actually knocked his head, bro?
It's so funny how when they do it move and they miss, but they still.
Yeah,
I saw a video of Rey Mysterio. He does a backflip off the turnbuckle, and the guy's here, and Ray's like, and the guy's like, oh.
Bro, did you see on WrestleMania what happened? Oh my god, WrestleMania. There was this Shane McMahon, you know Vince McMahon's son.
Oh, didn't he tear
Bro,
his ACL
he
or
tore his
something?
quads,
Yeah.
right? And Vince McMahon just had the same injury about 10 years ago,
Yeah,
15 years ago, tore his quads. Shane McMahon was wrestling, I forget who he was wrestling, but he was wrestling in a match against The Miz. And he tore his quads, right?
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
Yeah, and he goes, "Doosh." And next minute, Snoop Dogg full improvises. He ends up going like, hey, what'd you do? Like he ends up punching the Miz in the face and actually decks. It looks like he full decks him, right? Punches him, goes, yeah, what you do, cuz? Like what are you doing? And he ends up doing the people's elbow, the Rock's move, and ends up doing something else to him, and all the crowd's going nuts, bro. And he was literally improvising. Like, fair enough, he probably would have done that regardless. Snoop Dogg, maybe they already had it planned, but that wasn't meant to happen like that. So Snoop Dogg successfully, because you know how someone gets injured, it's awkward as you know what to do. He improvised and picked up the ball and made it less awkward. Like I was sitting there watching WrestleMania going, oh my god, he blew his quads. Oh my god, he hurt himself.
Yeah,
and next minute, I'm watching Snoop people's
Bash,
elbow.
yeah.
Bro, he's like,
Bro, do you remember that? There's a clip, right, where fucking some cunt's wrestling and then Vince McMahon comes out pretending to be angry at the wrestlers for doing something. He comes in, takes his shirt off or whatever, throws his shirt down. He goes to jump in the ring and same thing, hits his
We're talking about this last episode.
on the ring and he tore both his quads and he's just sitting there like looking at him. He's like, fuck, I've actually fucked myself. And the wrestlers are like, oh, what the fuck? Is this part of the thing? But did you also, I didn't realize this, that Goldberg, remember that big cunt Goldberg?
Yeah.
He's the one that retired Bret Hart because he kicked him in the face wrong and fucked him up, concussed him and shit. And Bret Hart had to retire early because of Goldberg. And Bret Hart talked about it on an interview and he's like, that guy's a fuckwit. He's like, literally said, he never called me once. He never did. And then Goldberg on another interview responds to that and goes, look, like obviously it was an accident. I'm sorry and I felt really bad. He's like, but if I really wanted to hurt the guy, he wouldn't have got up. But you look at the video, it looks like the kick had nothing in it. He must have just landed wrong, or maybe he did just clip him a little bit.
Yeah, who knows? Like with that kind of shit,
had
it's
to
like
full retire. Like he couldn't wrestle again.
Really?
It fucked him up that bad. Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah. And Bret Hart was salty at everyone.
Yeah.
Like he was on a rampage.
My mate bets on the wrestling, and I'm like, it's such a weird thing to bet on because it's fake.
Yeah.
Because if you bet on the footy, Panthers are trying to beat Para.
Yeah, and they're trying
to beat Panthers. But when you're doing it, you're betting on a script basically.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're betting on a movie. If you're watching a movie, you're betting on who's to win this, duel or something.
I didn't even realize you could bet on that on sports bet.
My mate bets on a sports bet. And he's really into it, so into it, so he usually wins. But on the WrestleMania that just passed, he had like an 8-legger. He got 7 right, lost 1.
Oh,
yeah. But like, it's so weird. I'm like, I did bet on it, a little safe one.
Yeah,
but a little bit of money. But
like Roman Reigns to win, he's going to win.
Yeah. But like shit like that, I'm like, how do people bet on wrestling? It's so weird.
It's betting on a script. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So on Discord, we've actually got no questions. We answered them. We thoughts on Trump getting arrested. DZ with the trading. Also, just would you ever do a Twitter space podcast? I mean, probably not. What I do want to do is maybe for our next special, I'll look into doing like a live one on Twitch or something. Try to get a chat going as well while we're podcasting. That might be kind of fun. Yeah, I've got fuck all notes because I was in fucking Bathurst. So this time while I'm away, I'll put my notes down.
Well, before we went on a WWE tangent, Eddie Guerrero's, is either dead or alive. What'd you say?
Tupac.
Yeah, what's yours?
I'd say Nikola Tesla, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
That cunt knew something, for sure.
Ahead of his time.
I feel like he'd be the type of guy, though, we somehow resurrect him and he's just going like, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, like he's a full fucking
something's weird about that guy. Anyway, if you didn't know what I was talking about earlier either, the Trump book, you should look into it. It's called The Adventures of Baron Trump or some shit. It's a book from the 1800s. This cunt is a fucking time traveler, bro.
Or just quick.
What if Trump knows what happens and he goes back in time and that's why he becomes the president to try and fucking save the world?
Another interesting thing I saw, actually, which is crazy. So you got maps like from before the 1800s, right, where they've got, it's either they've got Antarctica there, right, but they're all the same. The maps, it's all green. They're coloured in green and it's described with jungles and grass and that. And then after whatever time period is, like after the 1800s, it's all of a sudden white, snow.
That's not a conspiracy, bro.
Like,
we know Antarctica was green before. Everything was green before.
No, but this is crazy. Like, it's weird. Be like, how did it get fucking covered in snow? Like, and don't forget,
the Ice Age happened.
And don't forget, most of Antarctica is restricted. We're not allowed to go there. This is weird. I don't know. This is a cool video.
The Ice Age. You know about the Ice Age?
Yeah, but that was way before the 1800s, wasn't it?
Yes, it was before that.
Way before that.
So you're saying in the 1800s it was
that's what I'm saying. That's what's trippy. Because
now I understand.
The maps, so all the maps before the 1800s have shit with Antarctica depicted with snow and that, and then all of a sudden it's just snow. And it's now all depicted with white snow, white. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? So in a short period of time, something's just gone boom.
I don't know. I don't believe anything about human history because it's just, we're literally just relying on things other people have said. It's like what Graham Hancock talks about a lot. It's like, I mean, it could have been green. How would we fucking know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're just relying on the word of these people.
Yeah. There definitely was something that happened, and like they're saying that like we were actually more evolutionized
Advanced,
before
yeah.
advanced, because everyone's like, oh yeah, the aliens built the pyramids, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, okay, there's that, but there's also the fact that they could have had something that wouldn't even know the technology they had, and it was just as good, if not better. But we just think we're the best thing that there is because we're the best thing that there currently is. But that would be a trip to think, right? And is that just going to happen again and again and again? Like an ultimate reset, like, because you can't, there's a certain thing where you can't surpass or something. I don't know. It's almost like, you know how you have an iPhone and then the software is only meant to last 2 years and then it goes, the phone goes, and you're supposed to get a new one. Yeah. It's almost like that's what the civilization is. It's
that's
like
a good example.
You get to a certain thing and you're like, you reach your expiry.
Yeah. I reckon it's funny because I just reckon, like, people go, oh, it was physically impossible to lift a fucking 100-ton block, but if you got 10,000 motherfucking slaves with ropes, you can lift the motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? I just honestly reckon King Jaehaerys the 20th, whatever the fuck his name was, actually just had like 50 million slaves.
Like there was no health and safety there.
Exactly,
it's like a work cover guy going, is this safe? They would have killed, so many deaths building that thing. They probably got so many deaths.
That's like
it's impossible they built it by slaves. It's impossible.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I hear that. I've heard that.
We can't build the pyramids how they are today with machinery.
Yes, we can.
No,
big excavator, grab the block, put it on.
Hey, get the asphalt boys out there.
We can do it. We can make one out of asphalt. It's fucking.
But I do believe that as well. But I'm just saying, like, that aside, right? They think they did have stuff
they did,
that we don't have now.
Don't have now. So they were more advanced.
The cool thing about that is too, we think of technology as only having one path, which is circuits, cords, wires, Wi-Fi.
It could have been sticks and branches.
But organic, they could have taken an organic route, and they found these plants that, they breed two types of plants together, makes this thing, and they make technology that way, or vibration and frequency based technology, which a lot of people believe is what they used. Because if I have a big vibrator here, I can lift this can. So they believe they had some type of vibration technology that could lift the stones.
Oh, so you got like 10,000 slaves up there with sticks banging something.
But could have,
it's like lifting up. Imagine that shit, bro. They figured it out. Like, fuck.
A lot of people believe, if you take a spiritual path, that the goal for Earth is to elevate Earth's consciousness as a whole. And like they say, we only have 10% access of our brain or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows what that other 90% is, man?
Bro, we'd be flying.
So we're trying to awaken, like, the whole goal for Earth. And they say one spiritually conscious person makes up for 10,000 unconscious people.
10,000 dumb fucks.
So the people who go into school and shoot everybody and shit, that's just unconscious behavior. They're just completely unconscious of what life is.
Yeah.
But apparently the goal for life is for everybody to lift the vibrational field of Earth and to lift the consciousness of everyone on Earth. So that's why maybe with this reset stuff, you get to a certain point and I don't know. Like, I also believe maybe we're like an alien experiment or something, and they're like, we get to a certain point and it's not working. They wipe us out, and then they make a new.
It's like trial tests that just go wrong, and they're like,
People believe the dinosaurs as well might have been like a first try. Like a society. Like, we don't know these answers, man, and we can only speculate. But like, I don't know.
It's fun to think about, though.
Yeah, definitely fun to think about. But I just feel like the goal for life is to just be a good person and try to elevate your consciousness, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree, man.
Because if you look at like religion and shit, everything is kind of pointing towards the same thing, just in different ways. Different ways.
Even Islam is a peaceful religion, you know what I mean? You get radicals in every religion, right? The KKK or Christians.
Yeah, they're all the same.
So people just there's always going to be bad apples.
And it's crazy that they fight and there's so much animosity between like Christians, Muslims, whatever, but like if you read the books, it's saying the same fucking shit, bro. Literally the same shit. That's what makes me believe as well, that the fact that all religions are so similar kind of makes me believe that there's truth to all of them. They're just they've been misinterpreted and changed and chopped, and then you got weird cunts like the Dalai Lama and shit who fucking.
See how he sucked the child. He apologized.
Hey, so what happened?
He made the child suck his tongue.
Yeah, like
the child didn't do it. The child didn't do it. The child was clearly uncomfortable.
But in what context was this?
Did you see the video?
No. So first of all, how old is the Dalai Lama?
I think this guy's
An
like
old
200
man.
years old or something. This guy is
He's
old
like
as
80s,
fuck.
70s.
Nah, he's 150 telling everyone he's 80. I'm telling you.
But, so the video, there's a kid who's about 12 or so.
Making him kiss him in the lips and
And
shit.
the kid comes up and the Dalai Lama gives him a kiss. The kid is already uncomfortable with the kiss on the lips, but he does it anyway. And then the Dalai Lama goes, "Suck my tongue." Sticks his tongue out, puts his head towards the kid, and the kid's like,
What the
kid's
fuck?
like uncomfortable and doesn't do it, but like the Dalai Lama, like clearly,
What?
like, and then he tries to pass it off like it's a joke and he's teasing him and whatever. But like, if the kid did suck his tongue,
He
like,
would not have retracted that tongue. His
Like
tongue would have
what?
stayed exactly there. He'd be like,
I would have sucked the old cunt's tongue. Fuck it.
It's fucking weird, man. But
What a Steve pedophile. Death sentence now.
Yeah.
Take him.
He's
He's
just
doing
this-
weird shit. If he's done that, what else has he done behind closed doors to a kid? Sorry, old man. Take your fucking stupid robe off. Your robe off, and you're
actually,
kill
keep your robe on, you fucking freak.
Nah, kill the
that,
cunt.
that's the reason
Enough's
with
enough.
having leaders. Like you shouldn't
Yes.
have like, especially in a
Enough's
spiritual
enough.
context.
Spiritual realm,
Yeah.
a lot
There
of
shouldn't be
things.
a
I feel like
leader,
a
like-
lot of things go unnoticed. Hence, like even
What is
religion, priests.
What is the Dalai Lama's? What is he? What is he?
So he's
He's a
from
monk,
his
isn't he?
school of Buddhism or some shit. His name's like, they call him the Holy One. And
Why
he's
is he so holy
but
though? Because he's a pedo.
I don't know the specifics of it, but there's different schools of Buddhism, and he's one of the.
Because he
schools
leaves
of
gaping
Buddhism.
holes in kids.
Yeah.
The holy one. Oh fuck! No, that shit. He's a monk though, right? That's
He's
what
a
he
monk.
is.
He's a Buddhist monk. Yeah,
Fuck, bro.
but apparently they're very. He's
But
very.
hasn't
like,
he been around for fucking
He's
ages?
100 years old. The guy.
I thought he was heaps over 70. I thought he was.
I don't know how old he is.
Let me check. I'll
Check
Google
how
it.
long. Guess how old do you think he is?
74.
100.
I reckon he's 84.
I reckon 74. I always think people are older than they are. Let's do this fucking.
He's 87.
You got 87. Holy shit.
Does he look 87?
He's the
No, he doesn't.
14th Dalai Lama.
Doesn't look 87.
The Dalai Lama. Weird fucking.
Suck my tongue, the Dalai Lama. Fuck, what a weirdo. Just get the kid to suck your dick. It's simple. Why suck your tongue? Why stop there? Why stop at the tongue?
If he's done that right,
And was that around people? Obviously,
that was
Yes,
on
on
camera.
camera.
On
What a
camera. They
fucking
filmed this
weirdo.
clips on it. What has he done behind closed doors to little kids? Tell me.
That's so fucked
You
up.
couldn't even imagine the shit he'd be
It-
doing.
That wasn't even subtle. At least
Yeah.
offer the kid for a private meditation or something.
Yeah.
Do it-
Private meditation.
Like, do it behind closed doors.
Happy
You gotta
ending.
do it.
Meditation of happy ending.
Like, you know what I
just for
mean?
him.
Like the cunts that's had a brain fart and gone, oh yeah, suck my tongue. Oh fuck, I'm on camera. Oh yeah, it's a joke. What is he doing behind closed doors with
Yeah.
these kids when there's fucking no cunt around, bro? Who fucking knows, man? It's fucking
imagine
sickening.
if the kid grabbed his face and sucked his tongue.
Yeah. And that's on camera. Like,
On
ugh.
camera. See,
Yeah, that's
again, he's lucky I'm not a fucking, I don't have power, I'm not a politician, because if I seen that shit, yep, call the Secret Service, the CIA, get
Take
this
him out.
cunt on a plane right now, bring him to me for questioning.
Yeah.
Right? I'd find out what you're doing, I'd torture him a little bit, rip his toenails off and shit.
Suck his
Yep.
tongue.
Death penalty, mate. Yeah, I'd suck his tongue.
He's like, please don't torture me. Don't do it.
It's like his tongue in.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's been
Kill him.
You've been tortured
That-
for about 6 months, and
No,
he's
no,
just like,
hey, 87 years is a good run, mate. Next.
Yeah.
Gone. Because it's fucking sickening. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everyone acting like this shit's okay and people fucking, oh, but he's a holy one. He's, and then fuck you and your holy shit.
Yeah.
Dead.
that's like
What you defend him to? Dead.
That's like the
Fuck
guy,
off.
the Bikram, the Bikram guy that started Bikram yoga. Apparently, he was a bit of a
What the fuck's Bikram?
predator. Bikram yoga is like the hot yoga. He like
Oh, the
introduced
the
hot yoga.
stones?
No, where the room's hot and you're doing like
Oh, like in the sauna.
yeah,
Oh.
but you're doing yoga in there, and his name was like Bikram something
Bikram.
or whatever, and he ended up being like a bit of a predator, not towards
Really?
kids, but the girls that were going in class. He was a big predator. He used to
Wow.
fuck everyone, got out, and he was just a real sleazebag, like a fuck.
Yeah, wow.
But everyone used to worship him, right? And in the same sense, everyone worships fucking Dalai Lama because it's Dalai Lama. But at the end of the day, man, if you're 87, well, if you're any age and you're craving a kid and you're saying to a kid, "Suck my tongue," like. There's something wrong there,
Don't
bro.
praise anyone, man. Don't follow anyone. You don't need these fucking idols. Like,
Absolute fucking nonsense. What's that? Oh, you invented yoga, but you got 10 cases of fucking being a predator? Death penalty.
Yeah.
Had enough, mate. I'm going to go on a fucking rampage and I've got money. You will all be destroyed. I'm telling you right now, bro.
Dalai Lama first.
You're first, mate, on my many. So it's Dalai Lama.
It's a long list.
Bro, Dalai Lama. What's my list? I've already forgotten it. Dalai Lama, Salt Bay.
St. Clair KFC.
St. Clair KFC. Fucking.
St. Clair KFC is the shittest KFC.
Bikram Yoga now. Bikram Yoga's been added on there. Fucking, I had a whole list of people I've already forgotten. I've just got to go back through FireCast and listen to all the people I'm roasting. Fucking, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I'm going to go on a fucking rampage when I've got money. You're all fucked.
Fucking earth.
Just remember that. You're all fucked. I run for fucking... I'm going to hit up Trump straight away. Say, mate, I'll be your little henchman. I'll be your goon. I'll do all the crazy illegal shit and fucking...
You're just trading and just often cunts that you don't like.
Imagine that. You're going to put a hit on the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, let me finish this trade real quick and I'll be over there in a sec. What do you do? Suck some kid's tough.
Let me just execute this trade. All easy 10 grand. All right, I'm on my way. Like fucking get in the car. He's getting the kid to suck his tongue. You just see me come down on a zip line, like
right before the tongue. Right before the tongue. Right before his tongue gets sucked. So chop it off.
Fuck the cunt, man. He's an old crazy cunt. All right, man. That's enough from me, man. I've got nothing, bro.
Yeah, I've got nothing else, man.
I was a little bit unorganized because of work. I've just been the shock of being told I'm going to be away for it's like I'm going to war.
Yeah,
it's like,
you're conscripted, eh?
Yeah, I've been conscripted. I've got to go away to Vietnam for a month.
Except you're getting paid and you'll come away unscathed.
Bored as fuck.
Yeah.
Bored as fuck.
That's the worst injury you'll get. Boredom.
Yep.
Song tomorrow with Jimmy Too Huge on the Big Dash.
I can't wait to hear that, bro. I literally can't wait to hear it. Has he got a bit of a solo in it at any point, or is it just
it's the beat? I think
the instrumental.
Yes, instrumental. It's pretty hip hoppy, but it's very strange hip hop. It's like
it was
very rock influence.
Yeah, okay.
But that's tomorrow. Then 2 weeks from then, Horseshoe Gang with Friendly Fire, man. Stratosphere pre-save link in bio.
Yeah. So just by the way, thank you everyone for the patience in that. We love you, cunts. Also with my music, I'm still doing music. My music is still my number one passion and priority. Just at the moment, I'm just fucking growing my bank account, man. So I'm just working. I'm learning this trading shit. I'm gonna get good at my whole idea. The point of why I'm doing this is because I want to soon, hopefully, quit my job and then go back to focusing on music and streaming full time. That's my goal.
And trading.
Oh no, the trading's just going to pay for it. Like the trading will just be my job. That will be my job.
So while you're doing that, you'll be trading.
So so my plan is right. So because London session opens, which works out great. London session opens at fucking 5 p.m. New York now is 10 p.m. because daylight savings is over. That's not that late. So my plan is have my mornings completely free, walk my dogs, make music, whatever, hang out with my girlfriend. Hopefully I can afford to make her not work, or she can just get a part-time job working 2 days a week, hang out with my girlfriend, go fishing, do whatever. And then I'll come home 4 p.m., 3 p.m., I'll start streaming, play games, make music, and we'll wait for London session to open. London session opens, I'll see. I'm not going to force anything. If I take a trade or not, try to teach people how to make some extra money. I'll trade. If I'm up for it, I'll do a big session where I'll stream for 7 hours, 8 hours, and wait for New York session to open because New York is fucking nuts. Like after what I saw last night, and that's my plan. That's my plan. I just want to have my mornings and my days free, stream on the Arvos and trade on the Arvos.
Can I ask you something about advise if you're getting into the trading, listen to this.
Yeah.
With your account, right? You're at the stage now where you can scalp and make sizable profit scalping.
Yeah, I can make hundreds.
I can't do that in my account because it's too small. Yeah. So, what amount of money would you say you need in your trading account to be able to scalp? Because I have to kind of swing trade a little bit to make any sizable profit. If I scalp, I'm making freaking $5, $6, $10 if I'm lucky. Yeah, so how do you what amount of money do you need in your account to be able to scalp with a couple $100 profit or $50 profit even?
Good question. Because this is the big misconception about trading is that just like number one rule, you need money to make money. You can't yes, you can trade with $100, but you're going to be making $2.
Less than that.
$1 because it's all about lot size. If you don't have money in your account, you can't do a big lot. At the moment, I'm doing only 1.4 lot. And
I'm doing for context, he's doing 1.4. I'm doing 0.05, 0.03.
Yeah. So I'd say a healthy start if you've got the money to at least scalp between like $80 to $150.
No,
About
you need more. I got more than that.
About 5.5. 6.
6 grand.
6 grand.
Yeah.
And then you've got a nice start. I suggest, though, as always, you do it with the fake money first, which is what I did for months. And once I got that into profit, I put real money in. Well, I had put real money in before and I lost it in that, but when I did it properly. But scalping, and not just that too, I still myself need a bit more money in my account to be able to do the consistent scalping of like 600, whatever. Like I said,
but you'll get there very soon.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Like I said,
making.
It took me an hour and a half to scalp $800 last night, but that was because I had my TP set a bit lower than a usual scalp. But come on, man, there was a fucking liquidity sitting down there. So I'm like, surely it's going to go grab this liquidity before it does whatever the fuck it's going to do. So I just put my TP where the liquidity was, and then I went to bed. 20 minutes later, boom, $800 in my account. So healthy start, 5,000. With 5,000, you can make a little bit of juice, right? It will be a bit slow at the start, but then you start building up. And now that I've got a bit more than 5,000 in there, I'm starting to finally be able to scalp a couple hundred at a time.
A week's wage at a time.
I mean, $800, bro. Fuck, I almost made...
That is a week's wage.
That's a week's wage for some cunt who doesn't do overtime. You know what I mean? So, but that's the plan. So I do apologize for the lack of, and the slowness on music and musical content, but I'm telling you guys, it's going to be worth it when I can go back to doing it full time. So stick with it, boys. Thank you guys so much. Joey K, DZ. Choo!